Well, good morning. Um, Letting some of that beautiful sunshine in the window here. Figured I'd just, you know, say hi, say what's up. Anyway, I guess I'm going to be talking a little bit about oneness and what that means in the sense of us. I want you to look past what you can see right in front of you. I want you to look past, your image of your body that you see when you look down at yourself, when you look at your hands, when you look at your arms. And I want you to feel yourself in your mind's eye. Just close your eyes for a moment and visualize your body. And you'll realize that you have a tough time doing that sometimes. What would it be like to not see? To not know that your body existed? Merely have a mind, and be able to smell, and be able to taste, and be able to hear, and be able to feel. You have to visualize your body. And I want you to think of that in the perspective of everything else. In the perspective of a tree, the perspective of grass, the perspective of sidewalk. Now, while grass may not be able to hear like we do, may not be able to feel like we do, it's made up of the same basic atoms that we are. And these particles that make up everything that we see around us, including ourselves, vibrate. They continually vibrate all the time, whether you're sleeping, whether you're awake, whether you're talking, whether you're doing whatever. It doesn't matter. You are always vibrating on an atomic level, on a subatomic level. That's why water, when cooled down to a certain temperature, becomes a solid. Because the atoms, the molecules, the molecular structure of the water has been slowed down because it's so cold. It gets so cold that the atoms no longer vibrate as quickly as they once did when it was liquid, and it freezes. And it's the same reason water turns into steam when you heat it up. It's because it gets so hot that the atoms, the molecular structure of the water, is vibrating at such a high rate that it disperses. It no longer stays in a liquid form. It becomes a gas. Now everything around you is vibrating. The tree vibrates. The blade of grass vibrates. The ground vibrates. Because it is all made up of the same thing. It is all made up of many, many molecules bonded together, which is created by an atom, which is created by subatomic particles. It goes on and on and on and on and on. What makes up everything we perceive? Vibrations. What happens when you speak? Your vocal cords vibrate, and this vibration is moved through the air you breathe out when you speak, right? Think about it for just a moment. When you speak, you are pushing air out of your lungs. And as you push this air out of your lungs, your throat vibrates. Tendons vibrate. And we just so happen to be able to use our mouths, our tongue, our lips to shape this vibration. It's a beautiful thing, really, when you think about it, the miracle of speech, and how truly lucky we are to be able to communicate, to be able to share our thoughts, what makes us us. but everyone else, and it's an even greater miracle that any single one of us can understand anything else anyone else says. Coming back to connection here, when you get this picture of how everything vibrates, you realize that everything emits a frequency because it vibrates. Everything has a sound. Even silence has a sound. If you were to lock yourself in a soundproof room and put earbuds in, you would hear silence. If you've never actually heard silence before, I encourage you to seek silence and listen. And truly listen. It almost sounds like your ears are ringing, but there's no noise. It's because air vibrates, because it's made up of molecules. Everything around us all the time is vibrating, emitting a frequency. And we're lucky enough to be able to pick up those frequencies and turn them into data, process them visually, auditorily. You know, we can smell, we can taste, we can feel, we can hear, we can see. A tree doesn't have eyes, but it still vibrates, and it still picks up vibrations through light. It grows. It cannot taste like we perceive taste, but yet it feeds from nutrients in the ground, from water, from the sunlight itself, from vibrations, as we do too feed. Many of you are going to say, no, we don't feed off the sun like a tree does. But yes, we do. Let me break it down in the chain of events that occurs. Okay. So, for all you omnivorous people out there, you eat meat and vegetables and fruit, right? Well, the vegetables and fruit should be pretty self-explanatory. How does a fruit tree produce fruit? It grows, and then it grows fruit. But how does it grow fruit? It needs energy to grow fruit, and it gets this energy from the sun and from the soil in which it lives. So, this energy that came from the sun grew the fruit that you ate. The same with vegetables. But with meat, you say, no, they eat stuff. Well, yeah, they eat stuff. What does a cow eat? A cow eats grass. And how does grass grow? The sun and the soil. What makes up the soil? The decay of everything that ever grew before in that soil made up that soil. How did the stuff that grew before grow in that soil and then decay? The sun. The sun grew that grass. Year after year after year after year, it grew that grass. And much of that grass died and returned to the soil from which it grew and became more soil, and more grass grew out of the soil. It's a continuous cycle. It's all what's happening. There's always decay and there's always growth. Just as there is in our life. There's always death and there's always life. And what happens to your energies when you die? When this body of yours that you perceive has expired? Where does your energy go? Does it disperse itself amongst the soil? Do you have your ashes spread over the mountain range? Do you choose to lie in a casket, which many hundreds of years from now will rot away into the earth, where does your energy go? Does it become one with God, which is within everything? Just think about that for a moment. Anyway, comments and questions appreciated. Anything you guys ever have to ask, you can send to me in a private message or post in the comments section. I do have a Facebook page as well. If you're interested, you can follow my Facebook page. I have plenty of updates on YouTube videos coming out and anything else that I'm doing. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your morning.